I'm just saying, that would be impressive if he does.
I think we all can agree at the age of 17, if we've traveled the world and, you know, accomplished ourselves as one of the top 3 players in our region and one of the hardest games to prove consistency and difficulty in front of thousands of fans. Yeah, I would definitely say it's impressive for sure.
My biggest accomplishment when I was 17 was just that I lived to see 18.
Yeah, my biggest accomplishments is that I didn't fail my SAT prep class, and everyone passed. Like you can't actually fail, and I somehow still almost failed.
So you showed up.
Yeah, I showed up, barely. If you don't show up, you fail. That's literally the only way you can fail.
Well, we didn't have that big of accomplishments, Dan.
Well, I clearly put all that education to great use, TJ. Don't at me.
Wow, Skulking Guys has value.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. I'm like, huh, Skulking Guys, can that actually do anything?
Yeah, Lost in the Jungle and Blessing of Might.
Wow, Arcane Artificer to contest an early board. I like it. You know, Arcane Artificer's purpose is to gain you life, and Paladin's purpose, this matchup, is to hero power a lot. So Arcane Artificer is essentially gaining you a little bit of life. The only thing is that that's some of your biggest board swings, because Odd Paladin will often overextend into the board, and then you play Artificer Blizzard, and then your opponent stares at you while you do something in return.
Yikes. That's a very big amount of mana in the hand for Steelo right now. A lot of times, Paladin just gives you the Dragon's Fury check, and if you don't have it, you die.
Right. And hunterace.
And hunterace has the hand that basically says if you don't have it, you die.
Well, you saw Steelo go for full mulligan, right? He was basically trying to go for it. Or did he keep the Artificer? Second Artificer. I mean, it's not Raven Familiar, but we'll take it. But the problem is you start running into the weapons, Champion's Maul, or any kind of unidentified Maul. You kill the Artificer, and then you get no value, so he holds on to it. Meteor also happens to be the worst of all the AoEs. So, Steelo. And looking a lot more like an arena deck than an actual constructed, viable tournament-level semi-finalist deck.
Yeah, well, does find Blizzard, but much weaker than Dragon's Fury because not only does it come a turn later, but it often just leaves you with the board if they're able to find a level up or a Fungal Mancer.
Right. I feel like Odd Paladin is kind of like a torture deck in a way. Not in the sense that, you know, playing against it is torture. It's more like it tries to just do things painfully enough, but it won't kill you until it finally is ready for the finishing blow. And then it forces, you know, all your removal out just enough, and you realize that you're outcarded by its hero power. You're like, wow, I can't believe it. It's just so pestering with these 1/1s. And look no further than the fact that hunterace has been doing this a lot. You see guys like Chalky climbing high legend even after, you know, retiring to go work on the game.
Yeah, his quote was, I was just jamming some Odd Paladin on my lunch, and I looked up, and I was insert rank, high rank.
You said
legend
rank
here.
2.
Rank
Legend.
2, I think.
Rank 2 legend. Not rank 2, but I could have hit legend if I had more time in the month. Rank 2, but
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, instant rip. So
well, that was pretty necessary.
Yeah, now Steelo has a chance. But, I mean, the worst is yet to come, my friend. Not out of the woods just yet.
Still a lot of reload potential for hunterace. Leroy Jenkins drawn 2. Divine favor to reload. I said Paladin has infinite reload. And Steelo basically has to Blizzard.
Oh, Stonehill Defender comes into hand.
Ah,
He could be a little greedy.
I mean,
Stonehill, pick up cheap taunt.
if you don't Blizzard and your opponent levels up,
Right.
then Blizzard is not useless, but much weaker because you don't even clear off the minions that are on the board.
Right, you don't have Flame Strike to follow it up.
And Meteor is just pretty weak against this deck overall.
Yeah, Mage doesn't have any kind of taunt means to add bonus to their Discover pools anyways, so it's wildly inconsistent with what you end up getting.
Yeah.
No, I agreed. After kind of seeing how Steelo's hand is shaping up, it is very weak. Feels like he has 3 dead cards with his big minions.
I mean, this game can be a big deal.
hunterace going for 3 cards on his Divine Favor. Sees Vine Cleaver. Champions Mauls, pretty doesn't pick up Baku, not really much. hunterace, incidentally, did not play into a good Meteor positioning, which actually is a little bit relevant.
Yeah, the thing is, he really didn't. Actually, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? A lot of time you want to kill the Super Hand recruits anyway because they're more threatening than a 1-3 or a 2-3.
Ooh,
and
Keysmith.
Yeah. I could pick up Iceberry. That can be a little bit of health gain. Arcane Keysmith plus Stonehill Defender is probably enough on this board, honestly.
Yes. You can also, try to stop spells from affecting you. So you can kind of force hunterace to stop threatening level up for instance, and has to use something else first. So counter spell, and the worst case scenario, Spellbender. Does have also the mostly clear board with Arcane Artificer and Meteor to gain 6 life, buy a little bit of time, react to his opponent's next move, set up for the best possible Lich King is probably what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
The thing about the Stonehill Defender and Arcane Keysmith, it's not winning the board with what you're doing. So Steelo thinking, I gotta make some lemonade. Lich King and Sindragosa are what's in his hand, and that could be the swinging factor. Lich King has a lot of great cards with Death and Decay. It's got some removal tools. It also has ways to maybe just swing the board back a little bit with Frostmourne. Lich King is just like way better than Sindragosa, right? Because Sindragosa, you can't really kill off your minions easily. You need to ping your opponent's 1/1.
Yeah, they're both 8/8s.
Yeah.
Dragon's Fury again. Just go nuts for Dragon's Fury.
I love Korean casters, dude. They're so hype. It's just you can't not love it, man.
Well, this is most likely just going to be silenced.
Right. But then if it's silenced and ignored, Steelo has this opportunity to maybe have a threat stick on the board, like Dragon's Fury Stonehill Defender. Oh, that's so much damage. Ironbeak Owl plus...
Ironbeak Owl hit level up.
Level up.
Pushes 13. Which puts Steelo down to 11, which means Leroy Vine Cleaver plus a Blessing of Might on the following turn. Ends the game with no taunts or life gain.
Right.
Both Arcane Artificers are gone, so the life gain is basically limited to Frostless Jaina. And the taunts are limited to Stonehill Defender. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, Dragon's Fury Stonehill Defender.
Dragon's Fury Stonehill Defender would stop it, but only for a turn. And he still would be able
might be all he needs, though.
It could be all he needs, but there's another weapon attack from hunterace on the following turn.
He also has Arcane Keysmith for life gain, so he could Dragon's Fury Arcane Keysmith if he's feeling a little bit risky here.
Yeah.
I think Stonehill Defender is a little bit better in every way, though. And, Stonehill Defender has a lot of one-drops you can pick up. Gold Sheriff would actually be great in this spot.
Shield Bearer.
Wow. And now Steelo has an 8 damage minion that hunterace can't really address. That's kind of a dead draw. Oh my goodness, TJ.
And hunterace is also starting to run out of turns for Blessing of Might to be useful because Skulking Geist is sitting in the hand. Steelo has anti-magic shell. hunterace can only kill one of these minions.
Right.
Which means that anti-magic shell is just going to wreck him next turn. Steelo doesn't even need Frosted Chandra. He's just going to kill him.
Telling you, man. On defender. Doing just enough to help Steelo to stall this game out a little bit longer.
So that was the only copy of the Ironbeak Owl in the deck. He doesn't have anything else that lets him push through top minions.
If Steelo picks up second Blizzard, that's a game. hunterace, Fungal Mancer, set up the best board, pass it to your opponent. Team Sayer's not it. Can't argue with Flame Strike though. Flame Strike. And set up kind of a weird pocket lethal, right, with the Magic Shell.
Yeah. Actually,
Magic Shell hero power next turn.
I don't even think it's a pocket lethal. I think it's just that's the game.
Well, if he kills off the minion.
He doesn't have a way to kill off the minion outside of Leroy.
He's just dying to, like, a war golem.
In order for hunterace to even live this turn, no, he's dead. He's mathematically dead. If he Leroys into the Shield Bearer and then tanks the Leroy, there's 2 1/1s on the board. He gets a ping and the 2 1/1 attacks.
Looking at his deck list, he has the Stone Oak Defender that he can Divine Favor for.
That's the only way he lives.
Or Righteous Protector.
Or Righteous Protector, okay.
So he's going for 2-card draw. Glacial Shard!
Glacial Shard as well. Oh, man.
Oh, it's so ironic. Lich King is frozen and can't attack. And hunterace getting closer to closing out this game. Raven familiar, but it could draw things like Polymorph, which are not helpful in this situation.
Yeah.
He needs Blizzard or Flame Strike.
2 Polymorphs in the deck, 1 Blizzard, 1 Meteor, 1 Flame Strike.
Oh! Steelo gets the Flame Strike. And hunterace is devastated.
He Flame Strike, there's still a 1/1 left on the board.
Oh.
He weapons into the 0/2. There's lethal because there's 11 damage on the backswing. hunterace did it.
You're right.
That's game. Wait, no,
one damage off.
He could stall for another turn, but Skulking Geist is going to come out, so he's running out of time to find damage.
So he can use it now. Blessing of Might.
I'm so used to counting Leroy plus a 1-mana spell as 10 damage.
Right, right.
If
it was Cold Blood. If it was Cold Blood, that would be it.
If that's the case, do you play Baku in Glacial Shard?
We're definitely playing Glacial Shard on the Lich King.
1 damage off.
I don't think Steelo would be playing Skulking Geist in a lot of situations if you could play something else. So I think you hold on to this Blessing of Might, you play Baku. Your opponent is clearly playing on the right side of his hand. He's been holding certain cards for so many turns. He hasn't even played the Lich King card. And the wall of taunts have finally crumbled. Steelo, once again, is going to need something to bail him out here. That's a Polymorph. Arcane Keysmith first.
I feel like this needs to pick really anything.
Ice Barrier.
Ice Barrier. Counterspell would keep him alive.
Spellbender.
Spellbender would keep him alive. Really, the only combination of secrets that doesn't keep him alive is Mana Bind, Mirror Entity, Explosive Runes.
Counterspell's good.
And hunterace doesn't have any other spells left.
He's got level up.
Oh,
he was revealed in the Raven Familiar that he doesn't have it.
Oh, he's also got another loss in the jungle, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I think Counterspell catches both, but maybe Steelo's thinking about Mirror Entity as a way to end the game. If your opponent summons a minion, can't kill you, you anti-magic shell right back. It's Counterspell. HunterAce, 1 damage.
So he needs a spell.
Oh, wait.
He needs a spell. Lost in the jungle!
Oh, my goodness! Steelo, if he picks...
He's just got to rip it. Rip the loss in the jungle. He did it!
And HunterAce is going to the finals. Steelo had a chance to stop it with Spellbender. Steelo is devastated. HunterAce is through.
Spellbender would have been the only thing that stops him. That's the only way he dies.
There's
is
no
a 2-spell combination.